Sunday afternoon at the hospital in Misurata. The UN may well have charged NATO with protecting Libya's civilians, but it is pathetically easy to find civilians NATO is not protecting.
Done. And now you see another one.
Another blown-up person arrives in Misurata's intensive care unit, ICU, only to find it's shut, it's full to overflowing.
If one injured now came with this bombing, he are going to die. Should be moved immediately to let the ship enter and the port to evacuate this person to Benghazi. This is our problem.
Already patients are dying whilst listed for transfer by boat to Benghazi. They've a list of others desperate to move.
This is 18 from Al Hikma.
These are people who must be evacuated.
Yes, right. And it's 4 from ACU.
Yeah. And 4 intensive care cases, and 33 in all, waiting for that ship. The problem for those running the rescue vessel is a stark one. To get in and get out of Misurata port involves congregating around 1,500 people, dock workers, 1,000 migrant workers desperate to escape, 50 or 60 hospital patients and so forth. Congregating 1,500 people in a confined space in the middle of a shelling zone for anything up to 5 or 6 hours. It is not an easy call. And this is why the rescue ship lies out of range, 12 miles offshore, unable to dock. Colonel Gaddafi says any ship now leaving or entering Misurata is targeted. Smoke rises from the almost daily salvos of Grad missiles and shells that hit the port area.
Incoming!
So to make a run for it is to be either brave or foolish or both. And yet, to our astonishment, the skipper of this Turkish freighter did just that. Unladen and at full throttle between the piers, even as they're hit by incoming shells and mortars. Close in at the dockside, it is lethal.
We need to get out of here! We need to get out of here.
Shelling the port happens daily. 2 people killed in this attack alone. Several more seriously hurt. But consider too the reason why the ship is coming in the first place. 1,000 migrant workers still here, still trapped in somebody else's war and desperate to go home. They too are being shelled.
We don't have anything. We are dying here. This bombardment, the smoke is killing us. As now, everybody is sick here now. No medicine, no anything. We are dying here. Please, what? If they are hearing me, they should help us.
And this Nigerian man was shelled in that camp and could indeed be dying. He's scheduled to be moved on the ship to the safety of Benghazi when the ship comes in, if the ship comes in. By this morning, the ship's been waiting 4 days. We went to see the harbour master and found chaos. The ship not even speaking to this harbour master's office.
The NATO warship, Misurata Port Control, try to contact you on channel 16, over.
Okay.
Finally, people started talking and a ship began appearing and steamed straight into port without contacting the harbour master. 5.5 days, but they've made it here. The medicine is unloaded at top speed. This is an incoming zone for shells. But the jubilation is short-lived. 2 hours after docking, sound of incoming missiles and people move to cover. That was a salvo of 12 Grad missiles, and because of that, quite understandably, it looks like the ship is cutting and running. They've delivered medical goods this morning. They're not waiting to pick people up from the hospital. The armed rebels screamed at the captain not to go, and he seemed to listen. And suddenly the first ambulances with those ICU patients were at the dockside. The loading system's going well. The last 1,000 migrant workers trapped by the fighting, queuing up, embarking. It's very orderly. Until that is, scores of well-connected Libyans from Misurata turn up, push in, and it all falls apart. A rebel gunman fires his Kalashnikov. At this point, hundreds more migrant workers arrive. They're the people this boat was sent for, and now they can't get on. They've lost control. The captain fears the boat being overloaded and incoming shells. Without warning, they cast off. A ship which came to pick up hundreds of migrant African workers leaves them forlorn on the quayside in the shelling zone. And only now we learn that several were indeed killed in that salvo an hour or so before.
They killed 3 children, 1 old woman, plus her husband. And they said 5 this morning, maybe 1 hour ago.
This woman distraught, her husband still on the quayside. And down below, one of the patients is dying. They have to redock. 5 days to get into this port, 5 hours to get out of it, and still the humanitarian mission in this town is not complete. Alex Thompson, Channel 4 News, Misurata.